Thank you so much for watching. This is my second painting diary, and this time I am going to talk about my process for my painting Great in Pink. This is the first painting I did, the first great painting I did after doing some small paintings in my sketchbook and on small canvases, and this is the first large one. I've used this canvas. It's an old one. I had made a sketch on it, but I've decided to do something else. It wasn't something that I wanted to paint, so I did some primer on it so you couldn't see the sketch anymore. And I made a new sketch of a new lady who I wanted to paint for this canvas, on this canvas. I found a picture on Pinterest. I will try to remember to put a link to this picture to Pinterest. That was the inspiration for this canvas. It's not her photographically, or how do you say it? I don't know. It's not her. You cannot see it's her, I guess. I guess. But she was a great inspiration for this painting. I do make my paintings, or the ladies I paint are all ladies with a light brown skin or brown skin and black hair. And as you can see on this picture, I do have black hair and do have a light brown skin, especially at this picture because it was winter in the Netherlands and I didn't get outside much, so my skin is really pale for someone who's born in Indonesia. And another reason I've decided to paint my ladies with black hair and light brown skin or brown skin is also a way to find myself again, to accept myself for who I am. As I was raised in the Netherlands with mainly light-skinned classmates, and I was the only girl with black hair. It's something I realized during painting and during the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I guess, and all discussions in the Netherlands as well. But I think it's important for me to realize that I am from Indonesia, but I'm also raised in the Netherlands. And I want to, when I paint, I think about the little girls who look like me, but do also grow up with light-skinned friends. And perhaps they do feel great about themselves, but it's nice to see a picture or a painting with a lady who they can identify themselves with. So, well, that's about why I do paint mainly dark-skinned women. And you can see that I am painting on my canvas, and I think it's another layer or primer or something like that. I have made the sketch already, and I do sketch I do sketch the face directly on the canvas. I don't divide my sketches in areas. I have the picture next to me on my phone, and then I sketch on my canvas. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. It's just how I do it, and it works for me. And during painting, I decide whether all proportions are correct. And sometimes it's not, and sometimes it is. But I do discover during painting and painting the shadows and the light areas whether the proportions I've made are good or are correct. You can see me painting the hair now. I did the first layer of the skin of the face. I have made some pictures of my progress painting her face and her neck and her arms. But I must say I wasn't really content about it. It was really a struggle to get her proportions right, get her, especially her nose and her eyes. I want to make my ladies look good, and I want to make them feel great and powerful and lovely. So that is the main goal for me, and that's not always, you cannot always see that in the first layer, especially when I first started my paintings. I think that's logical, because you are still searching for the right technique and the right colors. This is Liz, or Lizzie, or Lizard, and she's checking my painting, as you can see. She's checking the first layer of my painting. I was checking it as well, and I wasn't satisfied, but I've decided later to paint her hair because you can see the total picture with the hair and her face and her skin. So that works better for me. And somehow I didn't like the picture like it is, as you can see now. So I've made her hair black later on, with a little bit of what do you call it, pink in it. It was an experiment. I want to see how her hair looked like if I did a little bit of pink in it. That's also an experiment how colors work on the painting as an effect in her hair and also on her skin. This is a nice picture of me. I was probably just done with the skin on her face and wanted to take a break. Behind me, you can see on the background, you can see a painting my mother has made. She's a painter as well, and she made this great flower. I guess it's a rose in orange for my boyfriend. I guess this was her greatest painting as well, her largest one in a really, really weird size. She made it. It was custom made for my boyfriend as he wanted this in these sizes. And this hasn't left yet, as you can see. I am painting in the living room as I had it for myself at it. So now you can see her first layer of the skin on her face and also her hair. Well, as you perhaps can imagine, I didn't like it very much. I didn't. No, as you can imagine, I wasn't satisfied, but I knew this was just the first layer and I can work on it later on. And just try with my brushes, with my paint, and just look for the right tone in her face, in her eyes, and even her lips and nose, because that's so important for a face. And after some struggle, this is the next layer. I've adjusted the nose, I've adjusted her cheeks and her lips and her eyes. I do like it to make a little sparkle in her eyes, and I'm looking for the right sparkle that just makes this lady as I wanted her to be, as I want her to be, that makes me happy. The ladies I make should make me happy, should make someone else happy, should be inspiring, should be powerful. And in my mind, I see a little girl who points at this painting and says, "Wow, she's like me, and I want her to be like that, or I want to paint that as well." This is a picture of my palette when I started. Sometimes I like my palette more than my painting. I really enjoy the paint and the mixing of the paint while I'm working, and I can just watch the colors, how they how they become on my palette and what I do with it. Sometimes it's a mess, but sometimes it's beautiful, I must say. I really like it. This was just a joke from me. It's of a video I made for TikTok or Instagram, I don't know. And I don't know, I like her mouth. I like her lips. I added it as my background on my phone, and I thought it was nice to put it in this video as well. You can see her eyes here, and sometimes it works for me to make a close-up and just watch, just see, and explore my own feelings about my painting. And I think I liked it at this moment. I was really satisfied. It's a huge painting, and I'm really content with it. Oh wow, this is the how my palette was at the end of the day that I was working on this painting. I'm not sure what I was doing, if it was her lips or the background. I don't know anymore. But you can see a little bit how I work, and it's a small mess, but I think it's a beautiful mess. This is when the painting is quite finished, although it could be that I wasn't sure of it yet. Sometimes I just make a picture, watch it, think about it, feel it, and well, wondering if it's enough, if it's good. So you can see more of the painting. I was doubting the background. I think it's a little bit messy, and I've shown it to my parents and my best friends, and they loved the background. Everyone said it was great. So in this time, I accepted their feedback in this. Sometimes I think it's also nice to listen to the people around you. You don't have to really follow their advice, but you can listen, you can memorize it, and then you can think of whether you feel it that way or not. So I decided that I didn't want to change the background. I decided to leave the background as it is, and now as I see this picture, I'm really glad and really satisfied with what I've done, as it is my first great canvas. I am sure I can be proud of it. When I look at this painting now, I'm really happy. I think it's beautiful. I've decided to name this painting Great in Pink because of the color pink in the painting, and because we have to remind ourselves that we are great and we can be great no matter what, and no matter what happens, no matter what everyone says about us. Just consider yourself as greatness. This painting is also available as print. You can buy this print on my website byverawatti.com with a line between by and Verawatti. I will put the link in the text below as well. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video about Great in Pink, about my painting Great in Pink. I hope you enjoyed it. For more of my paintings, I refer you to my website byverawatti.com, and you can find the links below, as of my links of Patreon and Instagram. Thank you so much again. See you next time. Bye bye.